Hi guys, we are recording now our lesson part 2. You remember in part 1 we discussed the components of a computer and we discussed some terminology, we discussed input, output, all of those. So we are going to start with part 2. Our objectives that we will learn today or try to master for today. We are going to look at the terms and we are going to still discuss the types of devices of a microcomputer and their functions. Currently, we are looking, as you will remember from the previous lesson, we are looking at input devices. Input devices. So you might pause your screen here, copy these terms. I will read them to you, each one. Copy them into your book so that you can recognize the spelling. And as we go through in the lesson, you will also be able to recognize the word with the device. So the terms we are going to learn: scanner, camera, webcam, microphone, OMR, for which the full term is optical mark reader, OCR, optical character recognition, MICR, magnetic ink character recognition, digitizer, card reader, smart card, light pen, and biometrics. Write them down, pause the video, copy them into your book, and continue playing the video. The scanner is the first type of device that we are input device in this lesson. What does a scanner do? This is what it looks like. You would recognize it. You would have seen it somewhere. It's digitally capturing a fixed image, which can either be graphic or text. Graphic, which is images, and text, which is typing, text, words for processing. So what does a scanner do? It digitally captures a fixed image, which can be graphics or text for processing. So you can put something in your scanner, a book, a paper, a photo, and it will be captured, input into the computer. We can use a scanner to scan text for editing. This is where the term OCR comes in. Optical character recognition. Where do we use OCR? We use it when, let's assume you have 5 type pages, but you don't have a digital copy. Now you don't want to retype it because you just want to add maybe 1 or 2 sentences or change something. So you place it into the scanner. You use software, which is optical character recognition. The scanner scans it using that software. It recognizes each character. So if it reads the document, it will recognize the C, for example, the H, the A, the R as text. So the user can go edit it. We get 2 different types of scanners. We get flat bed scanners. They can be used on a desktop, flat surface, and they are versatile. What does versatile mean? You can scan different objects with them. Then we get a handheld scanner. This is the one that you see in shops where they pick it up and they scan an item. You also get handheld scanners, which you can scan from text or books. Most commonly used handheld scanners that we get are barcode scanners that read barcodes. Optical character recognition. We have to know what it actually stands for. What is the meaning? What is the function? You will remember from the previous screen, we looked at it. You use a scanner to achieve optical character recognition. It's the machine recognition of printed characters. What does it use? By light sensing methods. When you scan a document to edit it instead of retyping the whole document. It can already recognize some handwritten languages. Overseas, they are already using it. I don't know, I'm not sure about Namibia, where at postal offices, where people still write letters or type on an envelope, they put it in an OCR reader and it scans it. Then it can be imported into the computer. Smartphones can also do OCR nowadays. You have applications that can be downloaded from your app store. So you take a close-up photo of some text and it applies OCR, meaning you then have a document that you can edit on your phone. The next item we will look at, a digital camera. We get conventional cameras. They look like that. Take your time, have a good look at it. Many of you would not even recognize it. It's way before your time. They use mechanical and chemical processes. It means there are moving parts inside and chemicals used to develop film. So when you take a photo with an older type, a conventional camera, that image is stored on a film. Digital cameras have a built-in computer and they record the images. So you see the difference between the two. Your smartphone also has a digital camera and it stores the images on your phone. What is the advantage of using digital cameras, whether you use one like this, that operates with a battery that can be charged or replaced, or are you using the one on your smartphone? There is no waiting for film development and prints. When you use a conventional camera, you have to give your film in at a Photoshop and they develop the film for you. You have to wait and then you go fetch it afterwards. Or at a machine, you put the film in there and then it prints the photos for you. Where that's not the case with a digital camera. You can look at your images instantly. You can use the images without having to scan them. So if I use this one, my photo is printed, I have to use a scanner again to import it into the computer. With a digital camera, not the case. You have the photo, you can use it. It's not a printout, a hard copy. It is a soft copy. We continue looking at digital cameras. We are going to look at some of their advantages and disadvantages as comparing them to conventional cameras. Still film, very good quality. Digital cameras might not completely replace conventional cameras, but they are getting there very quickly. That means that still films using conventional cameras, the quality is of excellent, the quality is excellent. The advantages of using a digital camera advantages, not conventional, digital. It's got a display window. You can delete your unwanted pictures. There's no development costs involved, since you don't have to go hand in your film or let your film be developed. You can use the lens of some conventional cameras on digital cameras. Let's look at some disadvantages. Some digital cameras are not suitable for action photography. It takes too long after you press the photo capture button to store the image, especially if the card that it's storing it on is quite full. Action photography, where you maybe shoot somebody with a camera where they are running and you want to capture each stride or as they are running. Printing images from a digital camera is not cheap. Since the toner, we will discuss printers a little later on, since the toner or the ink is very expensive. They are more sensitive to shock and they break easily, especially when they fall or are misused. They are more power hungry, battery, than conventional cameras. Batteries cost a lot of money, and even if you charge it, the power you use to charge it costs a lot of money. The more photos you take, the quicker the battery will run out. And you cannot print slides. If it's possible to print slides, it is quite expensive. So, the webcam is the next input device. Small digital camera, it is usually mounted on top of your computer monitor. With laptops, it's integrated into the screen and it takes photos of the user. Portable ones that we use on desktop computers looks like this. Webcams are also used for video conferencing. What is video conferencing? We can relate a real life example such as a WhatsApp video call where you can see and hear the other person in real time as a type of video conferencing. The next input device is a microphone. Now people, it's very important that you see this is not a microphone like the one people use to sing with or to amplify their voices. You will see they clearly look very different and they are not used for amplification of your voice. It is actually used to input analog, which is your voice, into the computer. Same with a webcam. Your image is imported into the computer. A microphone detects sound signals and then it produces an electrical image of the sound. The computer has a sound card which is plugged where the microphone is plugged in, and this then enables the recording of sounds. A microphone is another very important component of video conferencing. Remember, I said you should be able to see with the webcam and hear the person. For you to hear somebody, their voice needs to be captured using a microphone. Obviously, another item for hearing somebody would be speakers, but they are not input devices. They are output devices. We get a term, VoIP. You can stop the video, pause the video, copy it down into your book so that you can familiarize yourself with the term. This is voice over internet provider or protocol. This allows a home user to use your computer as a phone. Now, nowadays, if you do a WhatsApp call, not a video call, a call, it also qualifies as voice over IP. Okay, because you are using your phone, your internet connection on your phone. So you're not actually using your minutes that is loaded onto your phone. You are using the data, the internet. If I have a home computer, a laptop, I can make a call using the internet, but the person won't see me, but they can hear me. So I'm then using my computer as a phone. Software, spoken text to text files. So we get software that when I speak, which is spoken text, this software can convert my voice, my words, into text files. And this is called voice recognition. It's not very advanced at this stage, but there are a lot of software types available that can do voice recognition. And to be able to do voice recognition, we need a microphone because it captures our voice. It takes long to learn how to use voice recognition software, but most of the applications today are very user-friendly. Please, with every slide, stop, make some summaries so that you have the materials in front of you when you study. Optical mark readers, OMR. You will remember the term from the beginning. Complicated machine if you look at it, but it's actually very easy and familiar. We all recognize that image. This one, do you recognize it? Yes. We complete multiple choice answers on it. And this is the feeder that is used to put that one into this one. Bigger ones look like this. So it's fed in there. It has a path where it goes in. How does it work? There is a memo type, a memorandum, an answer one. So the one you complete is compared to the one with the existing answers. This means your computer then has the ability to optically read marks on a form. Optical mark reader, that device. It reads marks from predetermined positions on special forms. These forms you will know when you fold them in school. The teacher says don't fold them, don't write with a pen, all of that. They are special forms. Example of those forms, multiple choice answer forms that you do in your external examinations. Those equal signs or the small blocks or the circles that you have to color in, they are shaded with a pencil, you know that. And those are the parts that is read by the OMR machine. The OMR is connected to a computer, personal computer, which converts the shaded lozenges, those equal signs or the small dots or whatever you have to color in. They are converted into answers. The answer is then compared to a mark scheme. You remember in the beginning I said there's one with all the correct marks on it. The answers are compared and the learner is given marks. Next one we are going to look at is magnetic ink character recognition, MICR. Now, checks are phased out at this moment, but the fact is you need to know about this because this is a computerized machine. This machine reads the numbers at the bottom of a check. And these numbers are printed in magnetic ink. Okay, so the check is placed into the machine reads those numbers. The numbers are printed with magnetic ink at the bottom of the check. And this is mostly used in banks. We now get to the graphics tablet, or otherwise known as the digitizer. It's connected to your computer. It's got a stylus, which is a pen type device, input device. And it has buttons that you can select functions on. So you take the pen. Once it's connected, it's installed on your computer so you can interact with your computer. You take the pen and you draw on that surface. Whatever you draw there is in real time converted and sent into the computer, making this an input device. It's a device that allows hand-drawn graphics into the computer in real time. So as you draw, it shows on the computer and you can also save it. It consists out of a large surface used for drawing, and the stylus pen is used to draw on that surface. So this one is called a stylus. Pause your video, write down these because the notes I put on the slides that I discuss with you can serve as very valuable summaries. You can see that I've shortened them for you. And obviously, like I said, the image appears on your monitor. Graphic digitizers is used in the most cases by graphic designers. People who design on their computers. Computer-aided design programs also uses digitizers because you draw houses, buildings, architects makes a lot of use of digitizers. More input devices. Now this one is quite interesting because I think you will learn something. The card reader, not the card itself, the card reader is the input device. What does it read? Plastic cards with magnetic strips. You know, at the back of the card, there's this brown strip. That strip is magnetic. So let's say it's a credit card or a debit card, the one you use at the till or the ATM. That one is called a smart card. That's a storage device. So the card reader, the one you put the card in, that is the input device. There's another card reader that you might recognize from shops. This card reader you can recognize from security purposes. On movies you would have seen that people swipe a card and then a door is unlocked. The magnetic strip on the back of the card, it holds information, maybe something at the ATM. When you put the card in, you enter your PIN, your records at the bank is checked and encrypted, and those encrypted data, that's saved on that magnetic strip. But it's saved there before you get your card. It stays on there while you use your card. Now, why is it input? The card reader is used to read the memory card or flashcards. Now, flashcards. I didn't talk about that. These cards. Now, this section, this one is connected to the computer. That is your card reader. Just like that is a card reader and this is a card reader, this is another type of card reader. And as you can see, you would recognize these cards from the cards you put in a digital camera and your smartphone. Now, you cannot put these cards into these machines to have them read. You need a special machine to read them. As you can see in this image here at the bottom, the smart cards, the flash cards are placed into the machine. So again, the card reader, it is used to read memory cards or flash cards that are used in digital cameras, in your smartphone. Now you get single card readers that can only take one card. And then you get multiple card readers that can take more than one card. The reader is connected to, or it's sometimes in laptops, it is built into the computer. And the images appear directly on the screen and can be saved or manipulated. So you open it like you would open your USB flash disk or any other device you plug into the computer. If you look at the wire there, you can clearly see that it connects to the computer. The light pen, specialist device. Very important that you know a light pen cannot be used on just any monitor. It is an input device because we use it almost like a stylus. You will remember the stylus from the digitizer, but the light pen is a computer input device in the form of a light-sensitive wand. It is used in conjunction with the computer's monitor. So there is something important there. You point to displayed objects or you draw on the screen in a familiar way, such as a touch screen that you would use a stylus. But a stylus you can use on a touch screen. A light pen you have to use on a cathode ray tube monitor. We will discuss monitors in output devices later. But it is a CRT monitor. It's the one that when you touch the screen, it's got more like a glass surface. So light pens only work with CRT monitors. They do not work with LCD monitors. We will also discuss them later. They don't work with touch screens. They don't work with projectors or any other display devices. They just work with CRT monitors, the ones that's got more like a glass front, glass display surface. Here I place a better image for you. You could see what the inside looks like and how it's sensed when it touches the monitor's screen. Close up so that you can clearly see. You can also see that it's got a button there. Biometrics and the biometric scanner is the last part of this section that we will discuss. What is biometrics? Firstly, what images do you see there? There's a fingerprint, there's a hand. Biometrics or biometric authentication. It's a process of identification of humans by their characteristics or traits. You would have seen this in a lot of movies if you watch movies, where they scan somebody's eye and then they can enter a building, or they scan the finger or the face or the palm. Your finger, your face, your eye, your voice are all characteristics, human characteristics. I know smartphones nowadays also work with biometrics, where you can add your fingerprint and only your finger will open it because it's a unique characteristic to you. And you get some of them that can scan face and voice. In computer science, biometrics is used as a form of access control and for identification purposes. Biometric scanners, these are the input devices. They are identifiers. We use them, or they use measurable characteristics, your finger, your eye, your voice, your face, to label or describe individuals. Biometric scanners can identify a person by their voice, DNA, handprint, eye, or behavior. Biometric scanners available are fingerprint recognizers, eye scanners, voice scanners, and like we said, a lot more. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the input devices, the different ones that we get. There will be a part 3 that will continue your devices. Make very sure that you discuss it with somebody, either via WhatsApp, or go to your parents and tell them, do you know what biometrics is? And then you tell them if they don't know. Okay, you'll feel better afterwards, and it's also laying down the foundation for you to remember something. If you tell it to somebody else, you can actually remember it better. Pause the video everywhere, make your summaries. Please make sure that you are familiar with the terms. Part 3, we will discuss output devices.